Now we will study entry in successive waves. The Aryans entered India through the northwest. They neither came in one stream nor spread in the whole of India all at once. They came in wave over a long period of time and brought with them their womenfolk. Students, womenfolk means the women of their families, children, flocks of cattle, and household goods. So, what happened? They came to India from the which direction? From the northwest, and they neither came in one stream or neither they spread at once, but they came in waves. Waves means that slowly they start coming into India with their women of their families, with their children, their cattle, and many household goods. Their entry was perhaps not liked by people of this country, but the Aryans, being more strong and brave, managed to defeat the natives. So the people, those who are living already in India, they were called as natives, and these natives people, they don't like Aryans coming into India. But Aryans, they were very strong and brave, so the native people, they were not able to defeat Aryans. Now we will study the Vedas. The word Veda is derived from the Sanskrit word vid, to know, and thus the word Veda means knowledge or wisdom. So from where we have derived the word Veda? From Sanskrit word vid, which means to know, and it is related to knowledge or wisdom. Means these Vedas, they also give us knowledge. The knowledge or wisdom of the Indo Aryans is preserved in their oldest and holy books, which are called the Vedas. And students, these knowledge or wisdom, whatever preached by the Aryans, by the Indo Aryans, they preserve them in their oldest and holy books. And you know, their oldest and holy books, they were called as Vedas. Now, students, you know, Vedas are four: the Rig Ved, the Samved, the Yajurved, and the Atharved. Now, we will study these Vedas in detail. First is the Rig Veda. The Rig Veda is regarded as one of the oldest holy books in the world. It is considered to be the first source of all knowledge and wisdom, having more than 1,000 hymns, prayers. So, students, this is the oldest holy book, which the Rig Veda, and in this we are. It is the first source. It in this means it first source of all knowledge means the knowledge it started through the Rig Veda only. So that is why it is called as the first source. And many hymns means prayers are also present in the Rig Veda. Now we will study the Samved. The Samved is related with Upasana, the method of communication with God. So what is this? In this Upasana is here, which is telling how to do Upasana of God, means how to do communication with God. It is also a history of music because the hymns of Samved are in musical rhythm. So we are able to know about the knowledge of music also, history of music, so from where the music started, how it developed slowly, and through the Sam Ved. Now we will study the Yajurved. The Yajurved lays down the procedures for various ceremonies and rituals. As you know, students, that in Hindus there are various ceremonies, rituals during the time of marriages also, or on any occasion. So all that procedures, that how to do ceremonies and rituals, all laid in the Yajurved. Now we will study the Atharved. The Atharved is related with knowledge in general. It is also related to medical science in particular. It is considered as the oldest work on Indian medicine. So any information related to medicine or any information related to medical science is given in the Atharved. Students, at that time also science was developed, yes, and medicines were also there, but the Ayurvedic medicines. In short, we can say that the Vedas deal with every branch of knowledge and provide basic knowledge of all arts and science. Means all the basic knowledge related to art or science is we get this information through the Vedas. They point out the duties of a learned man, a student, a soldier, a businessman, a ruler, etc. So they not only provide the knowledge of arts and music, but they also describes the duties which are done by different people. In the Vedas, we find the ideals and values of a very high order. So, through Vedas, we are also able to know about the ideals and values to lead a good life. Now, we will study division of the Vedic period. The Vedic period is divided into the following two periods. So, now students, we will study the Vedic period is also divided into two periods. First is early Vedic period or the Rig Vedic period. Second is later Vedic period or the epic age. Now first we will study early Vedic period or the Rig Vedic period. The coming of the Aryans was in stages, means slowly they were coming. The early Aryans first settled around the river Indus and river Saraswati that has now dried up. So first Aryans they settled near which river? Indus. This stage of history, the period between 1500 BC and 1000 BC is known as the early Vedic period. So you know that BC it goes backward. So the period from 1500 BC to 1000 BC, that period is known as the early Vedic period. Why it is called as early Vedic period? Because the information related to this period we are able to know through from the Rig Veda. Yes, Rig Veda, you know, that is the oldest source of Vedas. Yes, oldest book. So through the Rig Veda, we are able to know about the first Aryans which settled, and that is why this period is known as the Rig Vedic period. Gradually, the Aryans moved ahead and settled in the Ganga Valley. Now, many Aryans they move forward and they settle near the Ganga Valley. They renamed the entire region under their control as Aryavat. That means the land of the Aryans. So, students, when they settled there, they named this region as Aryavat because they settled there. So they gave the new name to this region, which means the land of the Aryans. The period of such development. Now the period from 1000 BC and 600 BC is known as the later Vedic period. The main sources of information during this period are the Yajurved, the Samved and the Atharvaved. Uh, like the early Vedic period or the Rig Vedic period, we get the information from the Rig Ved, but the information related to later Vedic age, we get the information from Yajurved, Samved and Atharvaved. In this chapter, we shall study in detail about the various activities in the Rig Vedic period. So let's study the activities which were done by the people during the Rig Vedic period. Administrative categories. Now administration was also there. Like you know that in villages panchayats are there. Yes, in cities municipal corporations are there, and in states state governments are there to handle the states, and the country is handled by central government. So in the same way, this during the Vedic age also administration was also there, and which were looked after by the king. So let's study. During the Vedic age, the kingdom was categorized into several divisions. Means big kingdom was there and divisions of kingdoms were there. Like for example, state. State is there. Then in state, what are there? Important cities are there of states. Then in cities, towns are there. Then towns, villages are there. So there is a division in states also. In the same way, during the Vedic period, there were divisions of this kingdom also. First is village, which was called as gram, used to be the whole base whose head was Gramini. So under kingdom, what was there? Village is there, and who was the head of village? Gramini, and village was called as gram. Many villages formed a vis under Vispati. Several visas made a jana. So what is their vis? Means many villages now they joined together and they were called as Vispatis. Then after what happened? These more and more villages they formed under Jana, which is called as Janpati. And now Janas, they made a Rashtra or a state of kingdom. As in states, small cities, they joined together and a big state developed. In the same way, this Rashtra or state of kingdom, how it formed? First of all, villages are there. Then all villages, they unite together. They formed Vispati. Then more villages, they joined together and they formed the Rashtra or state of kingdom, the chief of which was known as Rajan or king. So, who was the head of this state of kingdom? Rajan or king. In later period, the word Samrat also began to be used for the king. In later Vedic period, the king of the state was called as Samrat. Now, this is the political structure. First, Kula means family is there. Then out of family, Gram, village emerge. Then village, with a sort of tehsil, small. Then Jana, in which region or large areas are now came into under. Then Rashtra, a country is developed. So this is the political structure. Did you know the Aryans were fond of chariot racing and hunting? So they were chariot racing, you know, that Rath, ठीक है, and hunting. Soma was a special drink that the Aryans consumed during rituals and sacrifice. Soma was a special drink which were consumed by the Aryans when there is any special festivals, rituals or sacrifices. Now we will study the first main head, the king. The king. The king was the chief of the state. There are references to elected king as well. So students, who was the chief of the state? King. And you know that king was also elected at that time. It was an elected king. The Atharvaved says this republic elects you. The king enjoyed great powers. So students, how we are able to know that there was an elected king? Through Atharvaved. Because in Atharvaved there is one line, this republic elects you. Republic refers to the people. However, he was not a despotic or autocratic ruler. Despotic means that a cruel, or autocratic means not having unlimited powers. He ruled according to the Rajya Dharma, and uh, if he want to do any of the work, then he has to take the counsel of the popular assemblies and his councillors. So students, what is the meaning? Rajya Dharma means that he had to work according to the laws. Yes, according to the religious laws. He can't make his own laws or that, but he had to work according to the Rajya Dharma, and for doing any kind of important work, he had to take the permission from the assemblies and his councillors. Counselors means a person whose job is to giving advice, and assembly means important persons, experienced persons. Like in villages, panchayats are there, panch are there, and they take the decisions like that. Now we will study Vedic state. The Vedic state was based on the concept of a welfare state. This is a clear from this hymn. As the clouds take away the water from the seas and return it in the form of rains, so the king should take taxes from the people and spend them for their welfare. So what it is based on the concept of welfare state. Means at that time taxes were also collected, but king, they had to use that taxes for the welfare of his people. Now Sabha and Samiti. Many passages in the Vedas refer to the Sabha and Samiti that exercise considerable healthy control of powers of the king. Now what is Sabha? Sabha used a council of elders and was composed of prominent members of the state. So who was there in the Sabha? It was the Sabha of elder people, means who elder people, and important members of the states. And what is Samiti? It was a general assembly, means the gathering of members of every family of the Jana, and people attended these assemblies and discussed issues. So Samiti was a general assembly of local people, and Sabha was an assembly of important people. Now we will study social life. The unit of society was the family Kul. कुल, यू नो, अभी भी बोलते हैं हम कि कुल. There was a joint family system. In other words, we can say that all the members of a family lived in the same house. The father used to be the head of the family. He was called Grihapati. He was usually kind and affectionate. He used to maintain perfect discipline in the family. So, what type of a family prevailed at that time? Joint family system. Who was the head father? He was called as Grihapati, and he was responsible to maintain discipline in the family. Now we will study position of women. The women had great respect in the society. During the Vedic period, some learned women like Apala, Ghosha and Viswara even composed hymns for the Rig Veda. So students, at that time, position of women was also very good, and there were literate women also. Yes, as they have given the name of some literate women of that time, Apala, Ghosha and Viswara. What they have done? They have composed the hymns for the Rig Veda. No religious ceremony was performed without the presence of wife. Women could choose their husbands in a ceremony called Swayamvar. Swayamvar, you know, like Swayamvar of Sita, yes, and Swayamvar of Draupadi. So, women, they have the right to choose their husbands in their wedding ceremony, which was called as Swayamvar. Now we will study social stratification. Students, you know what is the meaning of the word stratification? Stratification means society's categorization. When we divide the society on the basis of caste, or on the basis of gender, or on the basis of social status like rich, poor, middle class, yes, that is called the stratification. Society's categorization. So now here also society was divided. How it was divided? Let's study. The first division of society was between the fair-skinned Aryans and the dark-skinned Dasas or Dasyus. So now in the early Vedic period, the society was divided between the Aryans, those who were very white, and those who were very dark. So dark people, they were called as dasas. It was based on one means color. The Rig Veda makes frequent reference to dasas or dasyus. So people, those who were of dark skin, they were called as dasas or dasyus. They were perhaps the original dark skin inhabitants of India. Means they were not called as Aryans, but actually the Rig Veda, it tells that they were the inhabitants of India, means all the people, those who were already living in India. The dasas were generally treated as inferiors and had to perform menial jobs. So, in the course of time, the word dasa came to be used for anyone who was a slave. So, dasas, what type of work they do? They did the menial jobs. Menial jobs means वेरी नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट जॉब्स, लाइक छोटा काम जिसे कहते हैं, वो ये लोग करते थे. एंड नाउ दासा वर्ड इज़ नॉट, this dasa word was not only used for the dark skinned people, but now this term was used for the slaves also. Means those who were slave, they were called as dasas. Yes, like हिंदी में बोलते दास है ना, ये हमारा दास है, नौकर टाइप, like this. The Varna later degenerated into caste. Now afterwards, the society was again divided, but now it was divided on the basis of caste. Social divisions were made on the basis of work, not on the birth. Means now the society was divided on the basis of work, that what type of work was performed by the people, and not on the basis of their birth. First was the Brahman or the priest looked after spiritual or religious matter. What they do? They looked after who were the Brahmins? They looked after the spiritual or religious matter. So this was the high caste people. Then Kshatriyas are there, or the warriors who protected the tribe. Third, they were the Vaishyas, or we called as Vish. They were cultivators and craftsmen. And fourth were Shudras, which were called as Dasas, or those Aryans who disobeyed social rules. Means those who not obey the social rules, they were called as dasas, and Shudras were also called as dasas. So this was a social stratification of the Rig Vedic period. First it was divided on the basis of color, and afterwards it was divided on the basis of the work. So students, today we have studied the early Vedic period, the position of women, social stratification, and administration at that time. So now students, in the next tutorial, we are going to cover the later Vedic age. Till then, read the chapter very carefully. Meet you in the next tutorial. Have a good day.